Hey, what's up everybody? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and today I'm going to start a series of DC Universe Classics and DC Universe Superheroes reviews, since I got all those figures yesterday. If you saw that video, if you didn't see that video, go check it out. It shows you everything I might be reviewing to come up shortly. Somebody requested I do the Two-Face figure, the DC Superheroes one. I figured I might as well compare it to the DC Universe Classics. So that's these two figures right here. This is the DC Superheroes version. This is the DC Universe Classics version. They are the same figure sculpt-wise. They're completely the same. Everything is exactly the same as far as the sculpt goes. There are obviously some paint differences, and aside from just the colors, that is. The green on the DC Universe Classics, let's go ahead and zoom in on that. The green on his face has not a whole lot of shading at all. It's just a little bit here and there. And the hair has just a little bit of shading as well. The regular side of the face has some great detail, nice paint app, no problems there. For this version, there's a lot of shading in the pink part. It's way heavier. If you can just compare them up close, in my opinion, it looks way better, the pink one. Just with the shading. The teeth shouldn't be pink. They got that right on the green one. And probably the eye as well shouldn't be that color. But the skin itself just looks way better. And I don't know if it's going to show in the video, but the hair looks a lot better too. It's a little bit more realistically colored, but just by a little bit. As far as the neck goes, the pink one, the neck is a lot fainter color, and it's not quite as vibrant. I guess that's really the same criticism, but it's not as good, whereas on the green one it's a nice sharp line, and it's very obvious. On the hand, the green one does have some nice coloration. I wish the face had a little bit more, and on the pink hand it's just like the face, so really nice. I like that. On both suits, the striping is equally nice. It's not perfect, obviously, but it is good. The black and white version has buttons painted in. This one, they're just sculpted, obviously. There's no paint on them. So this one's a lot nicer in terms of a realism factor. This one has the two-tone shirt and tie, whereas this one just has the regular shirt and tie. So I definitely prefer this to this one. Obviously, this one has a more classic look since it's the white and black compared to the orange and purple, which did appear in comics. But in my opinion, this is the more recognizable outfit, so it's quite nice. As far as the skin tones, I think I prefer the DC Universe Classics. The skin's just got a little bit more color to it, a little bit more saturation, and it's a little bit less chalky. But it's not really a big criticism, it's just something to note. The chin on this guy seems to have a splotch of paint, which isn't ideal, but it's not the end of the world. I didn't even notice it until just now, so it's not too bad. The DC Universe Classics has more of a matte look to it. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera with the heavy lighting, but this one has a bit of a gloss feel to it for the white part. So I don't particularly care for that. And then just another example, the buttons on the cuff are painted on the DC Superheroes and not on the DC Classics. So just another little thing to mention. The shoes are glossy black on the DC Universe, and on the DC Superheroes they're not quite as glossy, but they're basically the same. I know that the DC Superheroes version comes with this Thompson machine gun. It doesn't hold it very well though. He doesn't really have a good trigger hand. That's just kind of an open hand, and this is kind of a trigger hand, but it doesn't hold the gun very well because the gun is just quite large for the figure, the handle. But he can, I mean, physically he'll hold it, but it doesn't look quite right. I'm not sure if this one came with a weapon at all, so I just gave him a pistol, which looks good, and he does hold that fairly well. I should also mention he has a trigger hand just like this hand. They both have the left hand that's the same. They both have that left hand, but the right hand is left on the screen. They both have the same right hand. I do know the difference between left and right. Sorry about that. But the left hand is different. As you can see, he's got the trigger hand for the DC Universe and the open hand for the DC Classics. So either way, they're both great figures. This one has become quite valuable because it's hard to find and came out a while ago. The repaint, not quite as difficult to get a hold of, but it did come in a 5-pack, so it is somewhat tricky to find at a decent price. A lot of people don't let them go. But either way, you won't be disappointed. They have the standard DC Universe or DC Superheroes articulation for a suited figure, and the suit is technically a separate piece from the torso. So you will be able to get them in some decent posing, and really there's no flaws with either of them except for the purple one, whose thigh is a different color from the lower part of the pants and the upper part, which we saw with the Batman Legacy Joker. Maybe it's just a problem with purple, I don't know. But otherwise, they do both have great paint applications. They are different though, so you might want to take notice, like I said, about the face details and things like that. But they are great figures nonetheless. And either one you get, you'll be happy with, especially if you're a Batman fan. You need to get a Two-Face figure, and these are both great. So DC Superheroes right here, DC Universe Classics right there. You pick which one you like. I like them both, but I have to say I like the DC Superheroes one a little bit better. A little bit better detail, and just overall a nice looking figure. So there's that. There's Two-Face. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for more DC Universe and DC Superheroes reviews, more custom figures, and more other reviews, and lots of other stuff. I don't know. I got some things planned, but we'll see how that turns out. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and in the meantime, keep collecting.